It's August 30th. It's InfoWars Nightly News. I'm Paul Joseph Watson on tonight's show.
Tonight on the InfoWars Nightly News, Aaron Dykes interviews why in the world are they spraying Michael Murphy about how airplanes are filling our skies with more than just travelers. Then, NATO's plot to use ambulances as a cover for humanitarian intervention in Syria is revealed. Plus, caught on tape, not one but two videos of shocking police brutality exposed. All this and more coming up on the InfoWars Nightly News.
First story up tonight, Texas students revolt against mandatory RFID tracking chips. Students and parents at two San Antonio schools are in revolt over a program that forces kids to wear RFID tracking name tags, which are used to pinpoint their location on campus as well as outside school premises. Students at John Jay High School and Anson Jones Middle School will be mandated to wear tags from today, which will be used to track them on campus, as well as when they enter and leave school. Andrea Hernandez is leading a group of students who refuse to wear the tags because, in her words, it makes me uncomfortable. It's an invasion of my privacy. And so, again, this is prisoner training. That's what it amounts to. You've got children being prepared for their introduction into the outside world. They're being indoctrinated to accept that their every movement is being tracked as if it's completely normal, rational thing to be happening. But it's all for the kids' safety, of course, as the school claims. It's got nothing whatsoever to do with the fact that they've got a $2 million check from the government waiting for them if they improve attendance and get rid of truancy. And speaking of prisoner training, I mean, in some ways, schools are becoming more pernicious than jails themselves because, you know, just like in jail, there are surveillance cameras everywhere, there are cops walking around everywhere, as there are now in high schools. But, you know, at least in jail, you're not being constantly indoctrinated. And on top of that, of course, with schools, we've got the deliberate dumbing down agenda, American kids getting more and more stupid because the system exists to strangle their individuality and stifle their natural talent. And that's what the education system's turned into. So it makes sense, you know, when you're a breeding ground for slaves, that you're going to get them used to slavery by having them tracked everywhere. And they're rewarded for regurgitating what they're told to regurgitate. So it's all about this system of turning them into zombies, fresh and ready for the outside zombie slave world, so they can fit into their little, you know, they can become their little brick in the wall in the outside world, as it were. So it's obedience training. That's what it is. It's being rewarded for intellectually castrating yourself. That's what the modern education system is all about. And now on top of that, it's being backed up by this prisoner training. We also had the article on Monday, of course, about kids in 9 Austin schools being forced to carry around a GPS tracker while having to check in with a mentor numerous times a day. And of course, that's not far removed again from a criminal with a GPS ankle bracelet, you know, having to see a parole officer every day. It's not that far removed at all from just being a criminal in prison. That's the modern school system. And so, again, what's the solution? Well, it's to homeschool your kids. And you can do it yourself. You don't need to pay out oodles of money for somebody else to do it. And there's organizations across America that will help you do that. So it's a problem with a solution, but it's great to see that these kids in San Antonio are fighting back from just becoming another brick in the wall by rebelling against this program, which seeks to track them everywhere they go, both on school premises and at home. And, you know, just imagine how open to abuse that is. Remember the case from 2010 in Pennsylvania, where they had the software on the kids' school-issued laptops, tracking them, watching them while they were at home. A kid actually got disciplined for indecent behavior in his own home because the school officials were watching his webcam. They were watching him through his webcam on his laptop. So there's all kind of sexual predators and people like that out there who are just waiting to take advantage of these surveillance systems being implemented by the schools. But in San Antonio, the kids are rebelling and fighting back against Big Brother.